I don't usually use dating apps. I'm not great at small talk and always preferred meeting people in person. But after a messy breakup and a little peer pressure from friends, I downloaded one called HeartMatch. It wasn't long before I came across a profile that felt unreal. Her name was Emily. She had the kind of profile that looked almost scripted mutual interests, perfect photos, short witty captions. She loved indie movies, 90s alt-rock, and even had a dog that looked suspiciously like the kind I'd mentioned once on my old Facebook. I brushed that off as coincidence. We started chatting, and she was perfect. Not in the "this feels fake" way. She was responsive but not clingy. She knew exactly when to throw in a sarcastic joke, how to ask the right questions. It was like talking to someone who had known me for years. We talked for days. She even sent voice notes. She had a soft, friendly voice. Totally natural, nothing robotic or off-putting. Finally, we agreed to meet at a coffee shop downtown, one of those tiny spots you only find if you live nearby. We set the time for 7 p.m. I showed up early, nervous but excited. I waited and waited. By 7:30, I texted her, "Hey, are you close?" No reply. I tried calling. The number I had saved didn't even ring. It went straight to an error message, like it didn't exist. I pulled up her profile. Gone. I refreshed the app again and again. Nothing. No trace. It felt like someone had just wiped her existence clean in real time. Confused and a little embarrassed, I went home. I kept telling myself maybe she had cold feet. Maybe it was just a sick joke, but something didn't sit right. I reverse searched one of her profile pictures out of curiosity. That's when the real panic hit me. The images belonged to a Norwegian model. Same photos, same smile, same captions. Someone had stolen them. I realized they had known a lot about me. Where I lived, where I worked, the neighborhood I liked to hang out in. I shut down the app immediately, locked down all my social media, changed my privacy settings, but it didn't end there. A few days later, I found a note taped to my door. No envelope, no signature. It simply said, "You're more predictable than you think." My heart nearly stopped. I checked my locks, closed all the curtains. I didn't sleep much that night. I bought a camera system the next morning and set it up around my apartment. Weeks went by. Nothing else happened, but I couldn't shake the feeling that someone had been watching me studying meal along. Whoever Emily was, they knew where I was, and they knew how to disappear. I never reported it. I didn't know what to say. I just made sure to never use dating apps again. I've always been skeptical of dating apps, but I caved after friends convinced me to try one called Matchup. I matched with a woman named Hannah. She seemed great funny, easy to talk to, and not overly flirtatious like some bots I'd seen before. We messaged for about a week before she asked if I wanted to grab coffee. She suggested a cafe right across from my workplace. I remember thinking, small world. I didn't think much of it until she mentioned something weird. She said she had noticed me leaving work a few days ago. I hadn't mentioned where I worked. I hadn't posted about it. I hadn't linked my social media. I played it off, asking how she knew. She replied with a laughing emoji and said, "Lucky guess." My gut twisted, but I convinced myself she must have seen something I didn't remember sharing. I agreed to meet anyway, mostly out of curiosity. The day of the meetup, I waited at the cafe for nearly 30 minutes. She never showed. I sent her a couple of texts, nothing. Her profile disappeared by the time I got home. I thought it was over, but it wasn't. The next morning, I found a sticky note on my car windshield, written in neat handwriting. "You look nervous. Don't be. I'm harmless." I was freaked out, but tried to rationalize it. Maybe a prank, maybe my friends messing with me. But over the next few days, I kept noticing little things. My mail had been opened and taped shut. My trash cans were moved to the wrong side of the house. My dog started barking at the backyard fence at night. The final straw was when I got a package with no return address. Inside was a single photograph of me taken from a distance while I was leaving work. I called the police. They took a report but admitted there wasn't much they could do without more evidence. I installed cameras the next day. Whoever Hannah was, she knew who I was. She knew where I worked. And she knew where I lived. I deleted every dating app after that. I still check my cameras every night. I met Luke on a popular dating app. His profile looked a bit basic, just one blurry photo and a short bio, but his messages were thoughtful, not generic. We started talking daily. He asked about my family, my job, my routines. I didn't think it was weird until he asked me about my sister by name. I never mentioned her. I asked how he knew. He dodged the question, saying, "You probably told me before." Something felt off, but I shrugged it off. People forget what they share sometimes, right? We made plans to meet at a food court in a busy mall. I showed up early to grab a table. That's when I got a text. "I see you." I looked around. No one matched his profile photo. Then another text came in. "Your sister looks nice today, too." I froze. My sister was not with me. She wasn't even in town. I texted back, "Who are you?" No reply. I stood up and started walking toward the exit when I noticed someone following me, a man I didn't recognize. No phone in his hand, just staring directly at me as he walked faster. I rushed into a department store and told the security guard someone was following me. They took me into a back office and called the police. By the time they arrived, the man was gone. I later showed the mall security the profile picture of Luke. They pulled up camera footage. The man following me wasn't the same person. It was someone else entirely. I deleted the app that night and reported the profile. To this day, I have no idea who he really was, or how he knew about my sister. But I'll never trust another Luke again.